Hi, I'm Stuart. Welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. In either case, thanks for taking a look at my video. In this video, I'm going to answer a series of questions related to things that annoy me, related to books. I got this idea when I was tagged in a recent video by Fred, Read by Fred, and I appreciate Fred tagging me because this is an interesting series of questions to answer. I'm just going to read what Fred said to credit the proper people where this idea originated. Per Fred, the original idea was from Melinda at Books I'm Not Reading, and it was weaponized into a tag by Melinda at Web of Stories. I'll put links in the description of this video to those channels. Before I start answering the questions, I just wanted to mention this hoodie I'm wearing, and it says, I read books. I got this hoodie from the Etsy shop of a booktuber by the name of Carolyn Reads, and I really like it. It's quite comfortable. I like to show that I'm a proud reader. I just did look at her Etsy store before coming on here, and this particular design, a hoodie design, is no longer available, but there are some t-shirts and a long sleeve crew neck where you get the same saying on it. I'll put a link to her YouTube channel and to her Etsy shop in the description of this video. The first prompt is, do publishers do things that you find annoying? Provide examples. I do find annoying that I think publishers in this day and age don't treat most of their authors all that well, both how they're compensated and also that instead of the publishers doing the lion's share of the promotion, they expect the authors to do it through their own social media and other means. And I think it really should be the responsibility of the publishers to do most of the promotions of the books of the authors. The second prompt is, have you ever been annoyed by a spoiler? Even something as simple as someone saying there's a great plot twist in the book. And as far as I can recall, I don't think I ever was annoyed by a spoiler. Someone saying there was a great plot twist is too generic. Most books have great plot twists. I would be annoyed though if someone early after the publication of the book told something important about the book. I think they should at least wait till the book's been out a while. After a book's been out a while, you have to expect that people are going to give details of it. The third prompt is, have you ever been annoyed by what was discovered in a little free library, a book sale, or a used bookstore? Tell us what you found and why it was annoying. I mostly buy new books or borrow them from the library, so I don't often go to used bookstores or buy used books. So the answer is no to that. I've never actually exchanged books at a little free library. I do think that's a really good concept. There's only one of them that I've ever seen, and that's at a mall I go to. The fourth prompt is, when it comes to short story collections, are you annoyed that there's a novella in the middle of the short story collection? I don't really read that many short story collections, but one I do recall is a short story collection by H.P. Lovecraft, and in this short story collection there was a novella, In the Mountains of Madness, and that's my favorite Lovecraft story, so I wasn't disappointed at all that that was in the middle of the collection because I loved it. The fifth prompt is, deckled edges, beautiful or annoying? I actually had to look up what deckled edges were. I was not familiar with the term. The pictures that I saw made me think that I wouldn't like them. They looked like kind of a relic of the past. And I also think that they might make pages more difficult to turn. So I would find them annoying. And I don't know as I would buy a book if I saw it at deckled edges. I would think that just, I don't know, I wouldn't think it's something that really should be done in the current time. It looks like a relic of the past. The sixth book is other people's annotations and a library book or a used book. Are you okay with it? In a library book, I would be very annoyed with it. The library book isn't owned by the person who might write in it. You should not be writing in someone else's property like that. I think that's really wrong. For used books, if there weren't too many of them, I think I might find them interesting because it's a glimpse into the mind of another person who read it. If there were too many of them, though, I would find it annoying. It would just be take away from the book. it would just be too much for me. The seventh prompt is, if there's a series or a collection of certain kinds of books, an imprint, and changes are made, are you annoyed or are you okay with it? I'd be annoyed if there was changes made by someone besides the author. If the author did make changes, I would like to see an explanation of why. If the publisher made changes without the permission of the author, I would be concerned that they changed the intent of the author. And if the author has passed away, I really don't think changes should be made to the book then, because there's no way to find out if the author would concur with them. I do recognize, though, that a lot of books written in the past, what was acceptable to readers then is not acceptable now. People would find it offensive now. Even in that case, I think I would prefer to see the book unchanged. And I think the solution to that would probably be in the front of the book to maybe put some warnings about what the person might find, so that then they could decide if they might be offended by what's in the book. And I'm not knocking that, because I do find some of the older books a fair amount of offensive stuff. I just don't think it's a good idea to change the books. The eighth prompt is, do the decisions of characters in a novel ever annoy you? Share the book and what decisions you found annoying. This happens a lot with me. And one of the books is The Stranger by Albert Camus. Early on in this book, the protagonist befriends a very unsavory character. And this character commits an act which I found very upsetting, and the protagonist helped him get away with it. And for the remainder of the book, I didn't like the character, or particularly the book for that matter, but I did finish it. So it does happen a lot with me that I don't like actions of the characters, but The Stranger was an extreme example. It doesn't usually cause me to dislike the book. The ninth prompt is, are you ever annoyed by how someone organized their books? What do you find annoying? I can't judge other people because my books are very disorganized. I have a spare room where their books are in stacks. I have books in the cellar in bags. I think a lot of people would find the way I organize my books annoying, and they'd be justified in their annoyance. In an ideal situation, I think if you have the space and you have the bookcases and stuff like that, I think you should organize your books one of two ways. Either the whole collection organized by last name of the author from the beginning of the alphabet on, or by genre, and within each genre, organized alphabetically starting from the A to Z. I think that's the way they should be done. But again, I don't do that, so I'm not in a position to judge. The 10th prompt is, share something bookish that you find annoying. Probably the thing I find most annoying is that people think that the books they read, the type of books they read, make them better than other readers who read other types of books. The type of books you read doesn't make you better than anyone else, and the type of books someone else reads doesn't make you worse. I think like the genre that takes it most on the chin, the readers, are people that read romances, and I think that's just wrong. The type of book you read doesn't make you better than anyone else, just like the type of music you listen to, the type of sports you watch. It doesn't make you better. It's just a matter of taste. People should read what they want. And I am somebody who does like romances, so I don't really care if people don't like it, but I think it's just wrong that people think that way. That was the 10 prompts in the original video that Fred did. I decided to add an 11th. This is something that annoys me independent of the other 10 prompts. I had an aunt who loved to read. She was a very voracious reader. And she did one thing that I really didn't like. She would take a paperback and the pages she was done with, she would kind of bend around behind the pages she had yet to read. That would enable her to hold the book in one hand. But what I didn't like is that really beats the crap out of the book. I'm going to kind of take this book to show an example of what she did. I don't have the heart to fully do what she did, but she would take, say she was done with these pages, she would kind of bend it around behind so that fully bent around so she could hold the book with one hand. And ultimately, why does it matter? I mean, it's just her book to do with what she pleases. Although if you do want to donate it to the library or some other place that collects books, that would maybe make the donation not acceptable. But that's just one thing on my own, a little pet peeve I always had. The final prompt in the original set of prompts that I got from Fred's video, it was number 11 in his, but because I added number 11, my own little pet peeve, it's number 12 here. And that is to tag other people to do this video and answer these prompts. I'm going to tag 2 people. I'm going to tag Nix Reads and Anna Marie. I do want to say that me tagging people doesn't mean that I want anyone to think they have an obligation of doing something. It's just they should look at it. If they think it's fun, maybe do it. I personally found it fun, and I appreciate Fred tagging me because it got me to examine some stuff and think about what really annoys me. If you enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. Perhaps comment if you would like. And I hope you have a wonderful day.